Okay. And this one might be fucking sad. Okay. We've all made jokes about it. We've all had fun with it in our own sort of way. We're going back to it. This is likely one of the last times we're going to talk about it. The Bud Light situation. Last stream, we watched the CEO of Anheuser-Busch go on MSNBC and basically say, I take back everything and we don't care about gay people. Basically. And so now here's kind of the end of the saga. And this is going to be kind of sad to watch. It's like 4 minutes long, but we're going to watch it. Because it's important. This is Dylan Mulvaney talking about her experience post the Bud Light can. The one can, post conservatives getting one canned. So we're gonna watch this and we're gonna see what she has to say about her experience.
One thing I will not tolerate people saying about me is that I don't like beer, because I love beer and I always have. I built my platform on being honest with you, and what I'm about to tell you might sound like old news, but you know that feeling when you have something uncomfy like sitting on your chest? Well, that's how I feel right now, so this feels like the right thing to do. I took a brand deal with a company that I loved, and I posted a sponsored video to my page. And it must have been a slow news week, because the way that this ad got blown up, you would have thought I was like on a billboard or on a TV commercial or something major. But no, it was just an Instagram video. And the wildest part is that they also sent me one can with my face on it. You might have seen it. And funny story, I had the can around my house, but then I realized, wait, I need to protect this can. So I hid it somewhere. And now I can't find it because I hid it so well. But when I do find it, I feel like it needs to go in a museum, preferably behind bulletproof glass. And you might be thinking, Dylan, why bring it up now? I'm bringing it up because what transpired from that video was more bullying and transphobia than I could have ever imagined. And I should have made this video months ago, but I didn't. And I was scared, and I was scared of more backlash, and I felt personally guilty for what transpired. So I patiently waited for things to get better. But surprise, they haven't really. And I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public. I've been followed. And I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I'm not telling you this because I want your pity. I am telling you this because if this is my experience from a very privileged perspective,
Bye, Yarma. Have fun at work, buddy.
Know that it is much, much worse for other trans people.
Sorry, that was part one.
For a company to hire a trans person and then not publicly stand by them is worse, in my opinion, than not hiring a trans person at all, because it gives customers permission to be as transphobic and hateful as they want. And the hate doesn't end with me. It has serious and grave consequences for the rest of our community. And you know, we're customers too. I know a lot of trans and queer people who love beer, and I have some lesbian friends who could drink some of those haters under the table. But to turn a blind eye and pretend everything is okay, it just isn't an option right now. And you might say, but Dylan, I don't want to get political. Babe, supporting trans people, it shouldn't be political. There should be nothing controversial or divisive about working with us. And I know it's possible because I've worked with some fantastic companies who care. But caring about the LGBTQ plus community requires a lot more than just a donation somewhere during Pride Month. And all this to say, bottom line is that if you follow me, if I've made you smile, if you care about me, I need you to care about every trans person. And I need you to support us, and I need you to stand by us. And hey, it's still Pride Month. So I'm going to celebrate being alive. And I'm going to celebrate the trans people in my life and the ones I haven't met yet. And I'm going to celebrate the fact that no matter how many thousands of horrible messages or news anchors misgendering me or companies going silent, that I can look in the mirror and see the woman that I am and that I love being. And I know you were probably here for the tea of it all, but I would love for something productive to come from this. So there is a link in my bio to the Trans Law Center, who is doing some wonderful work if you have the means to donate. And to the good people out there, I love ya. I really do.
Sorry. Um, I thought that was important to watch just because it's easy for us to laugh at the reaction from conservatives to these kind of things. You know, to Target and Bud Light and whatever it might be, fucking Cracker Barrel or whatever, but the way that these corporations have used queer and trans existence as a vehicle for profit, and then as soon as they saw any pushback, they opened the door for bigots to do whatever they can to get them to not prop up these people anymore. And we've talked about this a million times before, okay? We've talked about rainbow capitalism. We know what it is. We know what it is. Corporations go, hey, it's actually profitable to like gay people and like trans people, so we're going to do that. And they've done that. They've done it for years. But this year, conservatives decided to try and bully corporations out of using queer and trans people in their ads, and they showed conservatives that if they throw big enough of a fit, and if they behave badly enough, and if they put out enough hatred and bigotry and violence into the world, that they will get their way. And that's what she's saying. I mean, that's why I didn't talk for that thing. I mean, she's not a content creator that I consume. She doesn't. That's not the kind of content that I can consume. Very it's just very much so TikTok like content and stuff like that. But she's well spoken and she knows what she's talking about, and it's true. If you're gonna back down as soon as you see any semblance of a storm coming, then just don't do it. Trans people and queer people and other marginalized groups, they're used to being forgotten. It's to some degree inconsequential. But when you put them at the forefront, if you put them into your marketing and then tell your customer base it is okay to bully them and to put them down and to commit acts of violence against them in the name of changing their marketing campaigns, then you are just as bad as the person who would murder someone on the streets. It's just fuck it, and then you see this fucking frat boy, ex-Marine, ex-CIA, CEO of Anheuser-Busch go on MSNBC and basically say in the fewest words that he doesn't give a shit about the LGBTQIA plus community, and it was a mistake for them to ever include them in their marketing. And it's just like, then why did you do it? Just don't next time. Queer people are used to getting their own shit and supporting their own people so that they don't have to deal with the toxic shit that comes along with dealing with companies that don't care about them and people that don't care about them. It's just so annoying. And it's just like, it's just pretty sad. And it hits really close to home for me. So that was just kind of hard to watch for me.